my name is Tengku Merita Yuharani, and today I would like to criticize an argumentative essay about birth order by Dr. Kevin Lehman. In most siblings, despite the fact that they are raised together in the same home by the same parents and attend the same school and also share most experience together, it doesn't mean that these children or the siblings will be similar. There must be some differences among them, such as from their behavior, their personalities, their skills, cognitives, and etc. This phenomenon has attracted many people to find out what are the causes. According to the essays about birth order by Dr. Kevin Lehman, he states that this phenomenon is caused directly by the birth order, as the birth order also causes the term of sibling rivalry. Based on the theory of Alfred Adler, Lehman notes that the true reason for such differences between siblings is the fight for power, the desire to control the situation, to be different, to be individual, to stand out from the crowd of other children, and to get the love by the parents. Thus, Lehman points out that each child in any family wants to ensure his individuality. This child wants to occupy his own place, the place that designed for them only, for his only. So, to say that birth order has some effect on siblings differences, is agreeable, but the writer's statements about birth order has such a big importance because it causes siblings rivalry is a bit too narrow. Moreover, while the desire to stand out from the other children gives impact to each children and siblings, it is not the only main factor which makes siblings different. There are some other factors that can take a part on the differences between siblings. In his article, Lehman concludes that children's desire to be different from the siblings comes from the influence of the older children. So, the younger one need to overcome the older. That's why birth order has such importance on sibling differences. Well, this is not wrong, and the author has supported his statement with some reliable sources and findings. The factor of differences among siblings is not limited only to the birth order. Not the majority of child personalities is determined with in what number they are born or what position they are in the family. In Journal of Research on Personality, which studied about 377,000 U.S. high school students, the study has proven that birth order is not that important cause in personality difference. Based on the sample that this study took, the effect of birth order was insignificant. It's really small, so they had to look about hundreds from thousands to find the effect of birth order among siblings. And then, moreover, the behaviors gap between first, middle, and youngest children can also be determined by the place where they live and the atmosphere surrounding them. For instance, when the first child born, the family the family lives in a village where the neighborhood is calm, so the first children would like to have calm personality, and then 7 years later, when the second child was born, the family has moved to a downtown area the neighborhood uh, where the neighborhood was uncontrollable and a bit crowded. So the personality of this second child must uh, must follow suit the environment where he or her live, where he or she live. So the second child might likely to have an aggressive personality and more uncontrollable than the firstborn child. And moreover, the atmosphere which surrounds the family is also play a role in the contrast of siblings' personalities or behaviors. As Susan Mitch Hale, a researcher from Pennsylvania State University, says, a parent loses a job, or parents get divorced. If you are 3 or 5 years behind your siblings, the experience of a 5-year-old whose parents get divorced is very different from the experience of a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old. So it means that not only the place where the children live can affect the children behaviors, but also family condition and the atmosphere that surrounds this family. Lehman argues that different positions of birth order create certain differences between children belonging into this or that position. While this may generally true, but not all siblings can be affected by birth order. According to the study about the birth order effect and resource allocation in Indonesia by Lauren Kalimeris and Christina Peters, the study has took a sample between children from a wealthy family and children from a poorer family. The children from wealthy family, this family has enough food to give to their children, while the poorer family had no enough food and cannot relocate the food. And the result was the children from the wealthier family show a stronger birth order effects on cognitive, while the birth order effect on cognitive in children from the poorer family was absent. So it means that the first child in wealthier family is maybe smarter than his younger siblings, and on the other hand, the firstborn child from the poorer family may probably not as smart as his younger siblings. And according to the study, this happens because wealthier family invested more food for their first child, while the poorer family invested the food for the younger children. The wealthier family focus the food for the first children because they believe that the firstborn future is important for the family future. But on the poorer family, they focus the food for for the younger children because they want to make these younger survive. So, this study proves that the differences among siblings, especially on their cognitive, may simply not just because the birth order, but also because the amount of food or nutrition they take. And in conclusion, siblings are maybe raised by the same parents in the same home, but it doesn't mean that these children will have similarities in overall. They may have differences which make them the way they are, which make them unique. The differences may be caused by various factors. In his article, Lemon fails to board his view about the factors which can make sibling differences by only focusing in the birth order as the important cause. Siblings differences is not happen only because the rivalry as what the Lemon's essay says, but it also may happen because of their environment, such as where they live or the atmosphere surrounding them, and also because the amount of food and nutrition is important cause of sibling differences seems too narrow and need to be expanded a little more. That's all from me about the critique on birth order essay by Dr. Kevin Lemon. If you like this video, you can give me a thumbs up and don't forget to leave your comment on the box below so you can share your opinion with me, and thanks for watching. Bye!